Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Ding. This is season 3, New Fantasy Football 2026. Amazing. I'm so psyched. I hope that you were with me last year. We won 2 of 3 leagues, completely dominated. Running backs were the reason. And guess what? We're going to talk running backs today. It's going to be awesome. A lot of great rookies out there, but don't believe the hype. And if you have any questions about drafting strategy, running back heavy, zero running back approaches, then just listen to my videos from last year or the year before. Those podcasts are chock full of some great advice on how to run those strategies and how to be successful and what to look for both before the season starts and after the season begins. All right, we're here to talk about the top 20 running backs. Number 1, right off the bat, you know I'm a Lions fan. It's Gibbs. Do I think CMC could easily lead the league again in points with 400 plus? Absolutely. And if you're not a Gibbs fan or you think CMC is healthy, I can totally see you going after CMC here. For me, it's Gibbs, Detroit Lions fan, younger, fresher. He is the focal point of the offense. He's going to get the carries, and he's got no one really behind him because Pacheco is terrible, like I've been saying for years. That leads us to number 2, which is, of course, CMC. If he's healthy, dominant, he'll probably beat Gibbs in total number of points. Honestly, you take either one, you're good to go. And number 3, I've got Bijan. Bijan Robinson is great, but I see a problem brewing with him. And even though I have him at number 3, I kind of want to drop him a little bit. And the reason is the whole Tua Penix, we're not sure is going to be the starter, and they're both terrible, is going to be an issue for him this year. I think Bijan is incredibly talented, but let's not forget that week 16 last year is the reason why he finished so high in number of points. He was the number 2 overall running back. But in week 16, he got 45 points, okay? Nobody cares about week 17, so we don't even put that in the books. But week 16, 45 points. That's an outlier, okay? He's not going to give you 45 like that, especially on Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, for fantasy football anyway. Great performance. If you have Bijan, you're like, thank you, Bijan. But let's face it, if he's getting 45 in week 16, that means he was really a top 10 running back at best, and you probably lost your league or you didn't make it to the Super Bowl because he put all his points up in the last week. So keep that in mind. Great talent, definitely a top 5 running back. But if you go with number 3 here, the quarterback issue, that is going to be an issue. It really is. And neither of those quarterbacks are going to be able to move the ball well. So you're going to have to hope that he stays healthy. Okay, number 4, I've got JT. I mean, he's healthy. Now he's got 2 mega wide receivers. If his quarterback can stay healthy, there's another thing. Oh, I said healthy like 3 times here. So that's going to be an issue, obviously. Health is always an issue for JT and the Colts. But if JT can obviously stay healthy, get on the field, he's got another monster season in front of him. I can see him finishing 4. Last year, he was 3. So this is really not a shocker for any stretch of the imagination. At number 5, I've got James Cook. Cook proved last year that he could be the bell cow. He really has nobody behind him. The Bills didn't really go out and get anybody in free agency that would take away his carries or take away his focal point. Obviously, Jared Allen always wants to get his big ego there. So, I mean, he's going to vulture some of the touchdowns. But what we learned last year is that Cook is good for 300 plus carries, and he's going to get you a top 5 finish. So, I mean, 5, 6, it really, honestly, it's a no-brainer here. You're going to go after Cook. At number 6, I have Henry. Now, I know everyone's going to say, well, old man Henry, he's losing production, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what you're saying, all right? When you look at his production from last year, he had the same number of carries, all right, roughly 300, same number of touchdowns. He had 12, and it really came down to his yards. He put up like 300 less yards. So he's getting the same opportunities, same red zone. He's going to put up the same numbers. And guess what? That got him last year, a 7 finish. So a 6 really isn't a stretch here, everybody. At number 7, A-Chain. Now, I'm a little bit scared of this pick. He's got a new quarterback, really no wide receivers. I mean, they're all gone. A new coach. It's kind of a rebuilding year. But what does that mean? They're just going to feed him the rock. So if he can stay healthy, he's going to put up huge numbers. He finished 5 last year, all right? That's pushing it. I think 7 is a little bit better, but this is a guy, this is going to be a top 10 running back for you. So anywhere, between 5 and 10, you grab this guy, you're going to be sitting pretty. And number 8, I have Walker from Kansas City. Now, I got to tell you, I struggle with this only because great talent, but when you have Mahomes and his ego and you got Travis Kelce or Kelsey Swift, I don't know what we're calling him anymore, but there are a lot of mouths to feed and there are a lot of egos to feed. So if Walker starts getting a lot of carries and a lot of touchdowns, people are going to start to notice. And Mahomes isn't going to be happy. And let's face it, he likes to be the hero. He's got that hero complex, and Kelsey does too. And he gets angry and yells and pushes his coach whenever he feels like it. So Walker going to this team, yes, he doesn't have Charbonnet behind him who's going to vulture his touchdowns. So that's awesome. He's going to get his opportunities into the red zone. But remember, Mahomes loves to run it in. Don't be surprised if you're sitting inside the 5-yard line and you got Walker and you're like, oh yeah, baby, this is guaranteed. And guess what? Mahomes takes it from him. It's not a tush push. He's just going to roll out to the left and take it. Just be ready for that, all right? But he's still a top 10 running back, absolutely. At number 9, who we got? Chase Brown. Okay, what has Chase Brown done? He has literally done the exact thing 2 years straight. Basically, he's within 5 carries 2 years straight. He's within like 10 targets 2 years straight. And he put up almost the exact same points. All right. And that finished him 8 last year. So I've got him at 9. Could it be 8? Yeah, he could. Could it be 10? Sure. Definitely one of the focal points of that offense. But let's face it. I mean, we all know that Chase is the guy there. He's gathering all the targets. It's an aerial attack. If Chase Brown can stay healthy, again, there it is. There's that H word again. But if he can stay healthy, he's going to finish exactly where he finished last year. So getting him as a top 10 running back, you're going to be pleased. At number 10, I've got Javonte Williams. Now, surprise from last year, but it shouldn't have been, right? So much talent goes to Dallas. Decent line, decent offense. And what did Dallas do? Their offense got better this year. And, Blue, he's not going to take carries away from him. Williams showed that he is the bell cow running back. So expect him to get plenty of touches. And he might even get a couple of extra touchdowns in there just to go. He finished number 11 last year. He might get a couple more touchdowns and finish 10. But if he finishes 11, that would be another solid year. All right, number 12, I know people are going to scoff this pick because he's been hurt a lot, but Jacobs. All right, this guy gets hurt and he still plays through it. I really don't believe any of the hype of Lloyd or anybody else that's behind him. This guy's a focal point of the offense. Why? Because Love is a terrible quarterback. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate on that, but he is. Golden, not a top flight wide receiver. Wicks, gone. Reed catches it when he feels like it. And Love, the biggest issue with Love is he really needs to get his. He's got some ego there, but in the end, the coaches are smart and they know that Jacobs is the guy. At number 13, Barkley. Now, Barkley had a rough year last year. He finished 14th. So this is kind of, the same as he's going to do this year, more than likely. Tush push is obviously the Achilles heel for him, other than the fact that the Eagles got rid of A.J. Brown. Yes, they picked up Lemon as a, rookie wide receiver. Devonta's pretty good, but he gets hurt quite a bit too. In the end, they're going to run the ball, but don't be surprised. All of his touchdowns getting vultured by his quarterback. I mean, again, huge ego at the quarterback. A lot of teams have that, but, especially the Eagles and Kansas City. So you just got to watch out for that. At number 14, I have Hampton. So much hype around this kid. So much hype for a guy who missed 7 games last year, lost his starting center, never played a full season, and is in a timeshare with like 5 guys behind him, Vidal and whatever their names are. I mean, let's be honest. It's deep. And then you have the coach coming out, the guy who got fired from Miami. You got the offensive coach coming out saying, yeah, it's going to be like a hot hand approach. These are not good words for Omarion Hampton. And last year he finished 33rd. So everyone's putting him in the top 10. I mean, his ADP is 7 right now. You've got to be kidding me. People are taking this guy as the 7th off the board, expecting some sort of sophomore leap. I mean, who's he? You really think he's going to outperform Brown or A-Chain or Cook or JT? I mean, you can't be serious right now. So Hampton is one of my do not drafts. I think he's going to be a bust. I expect him to get hurt again. I just don't see it. Without a starting center, that was huge for them last year. I think this is going to be an issue. So that in mind, if you're going after Hampton, you might want to get Vidal as a handcuff for now. At number 15, I've got DeAndre Swift. I hate this pick. Why? Because I hate the Bears. Because I'm a Detroit Lions fan. But he's going to get the carries. His backup is hurt. I see him with not a whole lot of upside. I mean, the wide receivers are going to get a little bit more into their own. Quarterback play. Caleb's always looking for his own. Again, big ego here. So DeAndre Swift is not going to dominate. He's going to finish about what he did last year, which, I mean, top 20 is really good. If you're drafting him like that, then you're going to get what you paid for him. At number 16, I have Travis Etienne. Now, there's a lot of danger in this pick. One, new team, right? Two, he's got some competition. I mean, his competition is Kamara, who's getting old and kind of hurt. But I mean, it's still Alvin Kamara. I mean, the guy is not terrible. And inside of, the red zone, this is a guy you need to be careful of stealing your carries. So Travis Etienne, younger, talented. He's had an injury history before. Yes, he's coming from Jacksonville. So there's a lot of newness here. But I think it's still a solid pick inside of 20. So, I would reach here. At number 17, I have Breece Hall. This is another one of my do not drafts. I don't like Breece Hall. Last year, Breece Hall finished 17. I'm giving him a 17 this year. He's already hurt. He's on the Jets. All right, let me repeat myself. He's on the Jets. But if you really need top 20 talent, as long as he's healthy, he'll get you there. But I see a little bit of a fall off. He might not even be in the top 20. All right, number 18. A little bit of a reach here. I've got Judkins. He finished 24 last year. Yes, he's nursing some pain. Yes, gruesome injury, broke your leg. But breaking your leg and your ankle is better than tearing ACL and MCL. And I can speak from experience on this, all right? The recovery is much easier. He's a strong kid. What's his problem? Deshaun Watson is his quarterback. Are you serious? He's going to throw more interceptions than touchdowns. And then they're going to go to Shedeur Sanders, who's got to get his money, prime time. He's got to look good. Talk about ego. Whoa. But what did Judkins show us last year? Even with all of that garbage, he finished in the top 25. So if he gets a little bit more consistency as a sophomore now, he's smarter, stronger, coming back from injury, I think he's got a shot to get in the top 20, which is why I gave him 18. He deserves it. At number 19, I have Bucky. I love Bucky. Bucky Irving is awesome. Plays for Tampa, who lost Mike Evans. And that's a big deal because Evans is a field stretcher and Bucky, can pound it in inside the 5. Still has Mayfield, who loves to run the ball. I think the red zone opportunities are going to increase once they get there for Bucky to get the rock. Now, Bucky had a rough year last year. He was injured, finished 35. That's not good. So there's a couple of things that are going against him, but I believe in Bucky. I like to see him bounce back. I think 19 is definitely within his wheelhouse. And then last but not least, at number 20, I have Jeremiah Love. And this kid looks great. Already nursing a little bit of injuries, but I mean, the Cardinals are probably going to give up one of their running backs to go over to Las Vegas if Janty isn't healthy, although there hasn't been anything yet. And by the way, you'll notice that I haven't even talked about Janty. We'll get to that segue here in a second. But Jeremiah Love, I like him at number 20. I mean, the Cardinals really don't have much else. I mean, Michael Wilson, Trey McBride, quarterback play, questionable, but, potential there. But Love looks great on tape. He looked great in preseason. I think this kid has the potential to be top 20 even as a rookie. And I traditionally don't go after rookies in their first season unless they're just incredibly good, like Barry Sanders, who is amazing. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, Janty. People are going to be screaming right now like, hey, why isn't Janty in your top 10? This guy's like, number 5 running back for opportunities. Yes, he gets a lot of carries. And yes, he had to be helped off the field. He couldn't even put weight on his leg. So they're saying it's a sprain. Okay, so what grade of a sprain is it? We don't know. You don't want that kind of question mark going into the season, especially from a guy who's coming off with an ADP of 5. So that's a first round pick. I'm not spending a first round pick on that guy. I'm not even going to spend a second round pick on him. I mean, first of all, last year he finished 13. Second, he's got a new quarterback who has not really looked that good, although great in college. All right. Third, where are the TDs going to come from? And fourth, the tight end is the best player on the team. Let's just be honest with each other. I like the kid. Janty's strong. He looks just vicious. Injuries are going to slow him down. Rookie quarterback's going to slow him down. Just have to be honest with yourself. If you can steal Janty late second, early third, that's probably the risk reward you're looking for. But there's no payback otherwise if you're taking me in the first. You're probably going to get disappointed. All right, there's your top 20, everybody. As always, shout out to the men and women in uniform who protect the freedoms that we hold dear. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. And that'll do it, everybody. Let's just kick off a great season. It's going to be awesome. Running backs to start. We'll get to wide receivers later. Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, follow us on X, YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, established dominance isn't just a catchphrase. It's a commitment. Are you ready?